So it's a grape explorer talking about today. So one of my favorite areas in all of France is Beaujolais. Ooh, people say, Beaujolais, really? That's one of your favorite areas? Oh, always has been, and I'm going to tell you why. So we broke out two things today. One of our producers here, which is the Thevenet family, which is one of the most famous families in all of what is called Morgon. One of my favorite areas. I love Morgon. This is from the grape. It's called Gamay, and they call it actually Gamay Noir because Gamay, has different, if you want to say clones and everything like that, but Gamay Noir is being planted now in Oregon. Yes, Oregon. They're starting to plant this grape because they think, oh, we want to make Morgon and Moulin à Vent as well. So you're starting to see this as one of the secrets in Oregon that's going on. But guess what? One of the best areas in all of France for Gamay is Beaujolais. We're going to show you right here on our transit map that we broke out today. We love our beautiful transit map. It looks like the train system right here, but it goes all the way down here until you see Lyon, the big city, and then right above here, Beaujolais, and then you see Beaujolais Village, and you see what's called the Crues of Beaujolais. And I'm going to explain all of these crues here because this is considered the nirvana of Beaujolais right here, and that's why we only want to really be involved with the nirvana. When I'm looking at Beaujolais, my two favorite areas are Moulin à Vent and, guess what, Morgon, because these are the closest things to Burgundy that I feel are in Beaujolais. Although I'll talk a little bit about some of the other areas, which are very famous, Bruy and Chenin and Cheroblé and some of these other areas. But I did want to talk about Morgon because I think these wines are fabulous. And now I want to dive in. And as you look at this label, because we are representing this producer right here, Morgon is the second largest cru in Beaujolais just after Bruy. Like Fleury, Morgon is home to an array of high-quality producers, including what they call the Gang of Four, which is Lapierre, Thevenet. Oh, guess what? Who we have here? Folliard and Breton. The wines are best known for their full-bodied, meaty flavored, marked by cherry, iron, whetstone notes. We cultivate here 15 hectares. They're in Cru Morgon, so there's 3 different cuvées. I broke out this cuvée because I just wanted to try this. This was called Tradition, and the Tradition is one of the old vines of the Thevenet family. And we want to give a shout out to Laurent here because, we're obviously in communication with his family. And, just as we understand, Burgundy is, part of our mission here to find really great values. But when we go all the way down here, and you're talking about Macon, and we're doing quite well with Macon, but down here in Lyon, guess what? Lyon, very close to Beaujolais. One of my favorite areas in all of France. Gamay Noir is very, very special and dear to me because especially the granite soils that exist here in Morgon produce sublime and great wines. I'm here to tell you one of my favorite wine regions has always been Beaujolais. Not easy to sell. And the problem that I have foreseen in the last 20 or 30 years is there's been a lot of producers, let's just say call it out. George Duboeuf, came in and he was really a negotiant and he was, trying to produce Beaujolais Village. He did a good job though, identifying certain areas, which, we talk about the 10 crus, and that's something that's very, very important. Yes, there are 10 crus in Beaujolais, and so it's probably very, if you want to say, very complex for a lot of people to really understand Beaujolais. So I'm going to nail it down for you all. I'm going to really tell you that, to me, the 2 best areas, Morgon and Moulin à Vent. And I'm not going to say that Chenin and Bruy and all these other wines are not great areas. They are great areas, and when you taste the wines, you're going to be like blown away. But if you really want to be super blown away, try Morgon because that is the area. It's very easy to pronounce. It's called Morgon. It's not complex. It's 100% Gamay. Look at the color of this. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. It's actually different than Pinot Noir because you look at Pinot Noir and it's obviously going to have a whole different, color profile to it. But when you taste this wine, You get violets, you get all different flowers, you get different fruits, a lot of black fruits, a lot of black currant, plum, cherry. You get all these different like spice tones as well. You get that minerality expression that only granite and Gamay can actually produce. Think about Gamay going down into the ground, the vines, and it's pulling up, granite soil and getting into this wine to give it that mineral tinge, just that little bit of a tinge into the fruit. But these are sublime wines. I just don't understand why a lot of people don't pay attention to Beaujolais, especially Cru. We call it Cru Beaujolais. Don't get caught up in Beaujolais Village and say that, Beaujolais Village, man, the wines aren't really special. That's true because you're getting a combination of all the different crus going into one bottle of wine. But when you highlight an area, which is the most important area, now look, you can see on this label right here, it's called Morgon. And when you're getting a special family, and this is all certified organic, and these people are making just unbelievable wines. This is called Nirvana of Gamay. And, I love Pinot Noir. I love Burgundy. As you all know, I love Bordeaux. But when you give me a glass of Morgon and you say, okay, David, what do you think about this? And you say, wow, Gamay, this is the most beautiful expression of red wines in France because they're just very exotic, very easy to drink. Wow, this is absolutely fabulous. Again, this is a Grape Explorer. I always want to bring great wines to the plate, but think about this. Think about Morgon. Think about Beaujolais. Don't think about over the fruity top of Beaujolais Nouveau and things like that. Think these wines are seriously made wines for the table. Cheers.